watching high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy. Season's greetings from Fort Wayne, where tonight one of the brightest young stars in girls basketball, Ayanna Patterson, and the Homestead Spartans are on the road against the Bishop Luers Knights, who aim to win their third in a row in the SAC. Homestead, Bishop Luers, next on the Never End Sports Network. Hello and welcome inside Luers Gym for an SAC matchup between the Bishop Luers Knights and the Homestead Spartans. Hi everyone, and an early Merry Christmas to you and a pleasant Friday evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm John Nolan, glad to have you with us here live as Bishop Luers host Homestead here. SAC rivalry renewed. It's a series that, like most in recent years, has been dominated by the Spartans. That said, Bishop Luers has played the Spartans about as tight as anybody in the conference in recent years, including earning a victory over Homestead as recently as 2017. And this year's Homestead team surprisingly comes into tonight's game not in first place. They have a couple of losses on their resume so far, including an SAC regular season loss on the road at Carroll a couple of weeks ago in double overtime. So they're looking, though, to assert themselves back towards the top of the SAC. Both these teams 2-1 in conference. And right now, we'll take a timeout.
Welcome to Indiana Physical Therapy.
At Indiana Physical Therapy, our patients have had 20% greater functional scores for effectiveness, top 15% in utilization, with PTs ranking in the top percent nationally.
Are you getting any of this?
Certified orthopedic manual therapist, given the patients optimal outcomes.
What he's saying is that Indiana Physical Therapy will get you feeling better, faster, and will get you back to your lives.
Choose Indiana Physical Therapy to get you back to work, play, and life. Call us today.
PolyPro is more than some water epoxy spray-on. Our multi-stage process bonds to the surface and carries a 15-year warranty. PolyPro is more than just spray and go. We'll prepare, grind, and patch the surface before we start. And PolyPro is more than just one or two color options. Choose from a variety of designer colors and know that we'll leave the site clean, beautiful, and 100% antibacterial and antimicrobial. You want more out of your garage, patio, basement, or commercial space, and PolyPro gives you more. Call for your free estimate or to schedule for summer.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Hosting the Homestead Spartans. Welcome back here inside Luers Gym as the Knights look for their third consecutive SAC win and an upset here over the Spartans, a Homestead team that enters tonight among the tops in the entire state.
Number 22, Allison Stevens. Number 30, Maggie Kinsley.
Starters being introduced. You can see those bleachers are up on the far side here during the pandemic. At this point right now, no fans inside of the gym, and the benches, for that matter, are spaced out as well. Here's a look at tonight's starting lineups. They're brought to you by Indiana Physical Therapy. Keep an eye on Ayanna Patterson, ranked as the number 3 prospect in the class of 2022, not just here in Indiana, but in the entire country. Meanwhile, for Bishop Luers, Anna Parent is their senior leader, but this is a Bishop Luers team that has some youth as well, featuring freshman Addie Shank starting at forward.
Number 24, Allison Fairmont. And number 32, Anna Zimmerman. And the starters for the Lady Knights. Number 1, junior Hannah Sweeney. Number 11, junior Anna Parent.
Homestead led by head coach Rod Parker in his 20th season. He has amassed 342 victories while leading the Spartans. That includes a state title at the 4A level in 2016. Our officials here tonight are Shane Salisbury, Tanya Hearn, and Cole Krebs.
Our officials this evening, Shane Salisbury, Cole Krebs, and Tanya Hearn.
And on the Luers side, it's Mark Pixley in his 7th year guiding the Knights. It's Patterson against Sweeney, and Patterson and Homestead in the blue win the opening tip. Spartans working inside to Patterson, who misses on the first effort. And talking with Coach Pixley before this game, he said the biggest key would be to limit Homestead to just one shot per possession. And to make shots early as well. That one's good for Hannah Sweeney, and it's Bishop Luers out to a 2-0 lead. Coach Pixley has said he's been pretty pleased with his team's defensive performance throughout this season. The defense has kept them in every game, even those setbacks. The struggle at times has been on the offensive side, and it's been a bit of a theme that when they get off to a slow start offensively, it doesn't necessarily correct itself. And so he's hoping that his girls can build some confidence early here against this team ranked 14th in the country. And there's another one that falls, 14th in the state, I should say. And there's another one that drops for Hannah Sweeney. She has the first 5. Lob inside to Patterson, and she puts it in. Patterson has been averaging 21 points per game and a double-double for that matter, with 11 rebounds per contest as well. Shank is off the mark. It's Homestead in transition. That was in and out, and it's last off of Homestead. Homestead coming off of a 57-29 win last time out against Angola. While for Bishop Luers, last week a 53-41 win against Northrop. Drive and kick. Doesn't drop for Shank, but an offensive rebound by Janaea Bright. Bright, a senior, has been one of the leaders for the Knights. It's a Bishop Luers team that graduated quite a bit from a year ago. And so right now at 3-4, Coach Pixley feels like they should probably have a winning record right now. But that said, he likes where this team is at, a great group that works hard. Sweeney on that missed shot fell awkwardly, a whistle blown to stop play as she gets up.
Jayla Fikes in the Lady Knight lineup.
There is Rod Parker winning the winningest coaches in girls basketball in Indiana. With that 2016 state title on his resume. Spartans tie it up. The 3 on the wing is good for Molly Stock, the sophomore. going the other way. I'll mention how Bishop Luers graduated quite a bit from last year. Same could be said for Homestead. And so it's a Spartans team here. And it starts a couple of sophomores and only one senior for that matter. So Homestead team that's got lots of room to grow as well. On the drive, it's good off the glass for Jayla Fikes. Patterson no good on the first try, got the offensive rebound, and a foul on the floor. Foul goes against Delaney Bailey, Bishop Luers senior. Now, midway through this opening quarter, and a strong start for the Knights at home. Top of the key, three. Iron unkind. Coach Parker for Homestead has acknowledged that this is a team that has not been as effective from the outside as many of his recent teams. Speaking of effective from the outside, the three is good for Bailey, and Bishop Luers leads by 5. Right wing three, that one's true for Allison Stevens. She's one of those impact sophomores for the Spartans. Shank pressured by Patterson. And Homestead has it here with 3:17 to go in this opening quarter. It was just about a year ago, and they most recently met in the SAC Holiday Tournament. Patterson ties it up. And Homestead squeaked out a win 44-38. An unforced turnover for the Knights, and with that, Homestead on a 5-0 run here, and Bishop Luers head coach Mark Pixley uses a timeout to talk things over.
30-second timeout for the Lady Knights.
Coach Pixley really likes this group, especially considering he feels like they've got a number of girls who are well entrenched in the tradition here at Bishop Luers. Daughters of Luers graduates, those who've had siblings come through the school as well. And while Homestead has won about as much as anyone in the entire state in recent years, of course, Bishop Luers girls basketball, a really proud tradition in its own right with 6 state championships, 4 at the 2A level, and a couple of 3A titles as well from 1999 through 2011. So trying to get back to that championship level. And out of the timeout, a strong defensive possession for the Knights. Travel called. And Bishop Luers takes it back with 2:40 and ticking to go here in this first quarter. Bright goes behind the back, the crossover. And now resets up top. Patterson with a rejection. Here's what makes her special. She can go coast to coast. No good on the first attempt. Offensive rebound and one. Ayana Patterson plus the foul. Patterson with 6 of the first 12 for the Spartans.
Hannah Hawkins out of the Lady Knights lineup.
7-0 run for Homestead right now. Good drive and kick, but it's another block for Patterson. Great hustle by Anna Parent. And on the jump ball, the possession arrow says it stays with Bishop Luers. Another look at the block for Patterson. She's averaged about a couple of blocks per game, already has 2 in this first quarter. Daly's hitting 1-3, that one doesn't drop. And now it's the Spartans looking to add to this 2-point edge. The floater doesn't quite fall for Grace Sullivan. Bright in transition. Recovers. Parent for 3. No good after Fikes had that offensive rebound and keep the possession alive. Mid-range jumper, not this time. Final 40 seconds in the first quarter. So great that we've got some Friday night hoops here in Fort Wayne amid a pandemic. Bishop Luers had its season interrupted by a quarantine earlier. In some ways, felt like it had to kind of start from scratch. They're trying to hit their stride now here towards the end of the calendar year. Parent. Showed some toughness there going right at Patterson. Some fearlessness for Anna Parent. It is a turnover, though, as Patterson played it well defensively. Patterson at the controls all the way. Ayana Patterson puts the cherry on top of an 8-point quarter for her. And at the end of 8 minutes, it's Homestead leading Bishop Luers 14-10. High school hoops presented by Indiana Physical Therapy.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your trusted choice in Northern Indiana. For over 30 years, we've treated all walks of life, from peewees to professionals and Olympians, and everyone in between. Schedule at any of our 19 convenient locations, even without a doctor's order. We communicate with your doctor throughout your treatment. Indiana Physical Therapy is cost-effective, accepting all insurance plans and networks. We're open from 7 to 7 and can get you in the same day you call. Choose Indiana Physical Therapy to get you back to work, play, and life. Call us today.
Bishop Luers led Homestead 10-5 midway through the first quarter, but the Spartans closed out that first quarter on a 9-0 run to lead 14-10 as we enter quarter number 2 here, a week shy of Christmas. With our producer, Doug Ferguson, and the rest of our tremendous crew, John Nolan, glad to have you with us here inside of Luers Gym. This Luers team has played strong defense throughout the season. Great pressure. It's Parent with a block of Patterson, who gets it back, scores it, and one. Patterson now in double figures with 10. Again, you got to respect Anna Parent's relentless effort there, but Ayana Patterson, ranked as the number 3 junior in the entire country, knocks down the free throw, extends this Homestead lead to 7. Here's Parent now on the offensive end. Kick out to Hannah Sweeney. Patient possession for the Knights. Taking advantage of the lack of a shot clock in Indiana high school hoops. Tremendous pressure by Homestead forces a 5-second count. There was Allison Stevens, the sophomore, or take that back, before a 5-second count. Timeout called on the floor. So both these teams 2-1 right now through the first third or so of the SAC schedule. There are 3 undefeated teams in the SAC right now, including Carroll, which just barely came back to beat Homestead in double overtime a couple weeks ago. Carroll right now is joined at the top of our standings, brought to you by Polypro Concrete Coatings, by Southside, the lone 3-win team in the league at this point. Concordia there at 2-0, Bishop Luers and Homestead right in the mix. And unfortunately, though, right now, not all 10 teams in the SAC on the girls' side are in action, as pandemic has paused several programs. Later on, though, we'll tell you who is playing tonight. You can see in the background right now, Bishop Luers boys head coach Fonzo White chatting with Megan Sally from Fort Wayne's NBC here on the Never End Sports Network. Doubleheader action. We'll have coverage of the boys game later on after this one concludes. Figure somewhere around 7:30, 7:45. Patterson picks Parent's pocket, and Patterson lays it in. Well, Ayana is capable of dunking. Over the summer, video on social media of her throwing it down went viral locally and, for that matter, somewhat nationally too. Son of Andre Patterson, a former professional basketball player.
Maggie Kinsley, the first, team's first of the half.
Currently a 14-0 run for Homestead as Bishop Luers turns it over. On the wing, Stevens, good.
Stevens for 3.
It's great to see Rod Parker back on the sidelines here this season after battling cancer last year. Around this time, wasn't able to lead his group. You can see the great leadership of Coach Parker, again in his 20th season now here at Homestead. So his team was able to learn from his example last year and persevering through adversity, and now here in this 2020 year that has challenged everyone in unique and individual ways. The on-court adversity doesn't seem like all that much to overcome. Nice take by Addie Shank, drawing the foul. A freshman in the starting lineup for Bishop Luers, the only freshman on either side here in this game. And good on the first. And that ends the Homestead run at 17-0. And mentioned before how one of the aspects that Coach Pixley appreciates about his team this year is that there's a lot of what he described as Luers kids, and Addie one of them. Her dad, Clancy, a legendary athlete here at Bishop Luers, part of the winning tradition with the football program, still to this day as a member of the coaching staff, and for that matter, the Redeemer Radio broadcast crew. And what a learning experience and growing experience for Addie and the rest of this Bishop Luers team here tonight. Matched up against a 4A foe in Homestead, and one that features the third-rated junior in the entire country in Ayanna Patterson. Shank posting up, faces up. Well defended, offensive rebound, and the putback is good for Janea Bright. The senior showing some scrappiness. It's another thing that Coach Pixley pointed out here ahead of time is that Anna Parent, as the leader of this team, she kind of does the quote-unquote dirty work, and that sometimes can set the tone for her teammates. And we've seen Parent with a block of Patterson in this game and not back down whatsoever. And now, and his teammates feeding off of that. So the Knights get it back here to a single-digit difference. Patterson has range, pure. 15 for Ayanna Patterson in this first half. Individually right now, 2 ahead of Bishop Luers. Down low, there's Delaney Bailey. Couldn't get it. Some pace from the Spartans. Quick ball movement. Coach Parker has praised the work that Grace Sullivan has done in orchestrating this offense. There, she set up Evie Bottoms for a good look up top, around it out. Shank, good off the glass. Addie Shank. How about the freshman? And I understand that some members of the Shank family getting together here tonight to watch this game, and certainly so much to be proud of. Now contesting the Patterson 3, no good, but an offensive rebound for Homestead. A block shot, but some contact with it, and a foul against Jayla Fikes. And so 2 free throws coming up for Grace Sullivan. Sullivan with a blow by. Fikes came over to help.
Allison Stevenson with the Spartans.
Homestead from the get-go this season has tested itself out of conference, began the year playing at Carmel, dropped that one, and then otherwise they had the double overtime loss at Carroll, as well as another overtime loss on the road against Washington High School in South Bend. But along the way for Homestead this season, road wins at Northridge and Noblesville, as well as Angola, like we said before, and also victories at home over Wayne, Huntington North, and Bishop Dwenger. A friendly roll as that one falls. Hannah Sweeney had the first 5 for Bishop Luers. The bucket there brings the Knights within 8. Parrott, who else on the floor? But after the takeaway, travel is called to give it back to the Spartans inside of 2 minutes to go in this first half. Down the screen, it's Stevens for three. She buries it. Allison Stevens, the sophomore, hot from the outside. She has 9. And it's an 11-point lead for Homestead. Shank. No good after squaring up from the foul line. You can see her confidence growing though. Parent, another steal. Anna Parent. Almost a fantastic sequence, turning the defense into near points. Inside out game on display for the Spartans. Too strong for Stevens, but a terrific offensive rebound corralled by Maggie Keensley. As a role player, she's been a key factor for Homestead this year. Final minute, first half. Bishop Luers recently has reeled off wins against Northside and Northrop in SAC play. In between that, did have a couple of road setbacks at Warren Central, a 4A opponent, and Belmont, and a tight loss.
On the first team, 3 men from the Spartans.
Bishop Luers was able to play 3 games between November 7th and November 12th before being on pause then for the rest of November. Half a minute to go here in the opening half. Bishop Luers has shown the ability to hold its own here against Homestead, ranked 14th in the state. But Ayana Patterson has had 15 points, complemented by the outside shooting of Allison Stevens, who has 9. And Homestead now with 8.9 seconds will look to expand the 11-point lead. 3 seconds to go. It's out of bounds, and it'll be Luers' ball.
Adams in for the Spartans.
Parent. Oh, nearly went from beyond half court. But at the end of the first half, it's Homestead 28, Bishop Luers 17. Santa saying Merry Christmas from downtown Fort Wayne, a week shy of the 25th. It's Homestead and Bishop Luers, an SAC doubleheader on the south side of Fort Wayne, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy.
Welcome to Indiana Physical Therapy.
At Indiana Physical Therapy, our patients have had 20% greater functional scores for effectiveness, top 15% in utilization, with PTs ranking in the top % nationally.
Are you getting any of this?
Certified orthopedic manual therapist, giving the patients optimal outcomes.
What he's saying is that Indiana Physical Therapy will get you feeling better, faster, and will get you back to your lives.
Choose Indiana Physical Therapy to get you back to work, play, and life. Call us today.
Polypro is more than some water epoxy spray-on. Our multi-stage process bonds to the surface and carries a 15-year warranty. Polypro is more than just spray and go. We'll prepare, grind, and patch the surface before we start. And Polypro is more than just 1 or 2 color options. Choose from a variety of designer colors and know that we'll leave the site clean, beautiful, and 100% antibacterial and antimicrobial. You want more out of your garage, patio, basement, or commercial space, and Polypro gives you more. Call for your free estimate or to schedule for summer.
Hi, my name's Tom Schuler. I'm a senior here at Bishop Luers. Welcome, let me show you around.
Bishop Luers High School in Fort Wayne, Indiana has become one of the premier academic institutions in Northeast Indiana.
What I like about Luers, well, I like that it's really small compared to
other high schools, and I think that's really great because you get like one-on-one attention with the teacher.
Bishop Luers, when I was coming into here, I was a bit nervous just because of everything, but I did come from a feeder school, and I came from St. John's, and it was really just like nerve-wracking because like I was scared that I wasn't gonna meet new people and I was just gonna be like all lonely in the hallways and everything. But when you're coming into Luers, you have to see that it's actually a family. You're not just another face in the hallway. You're like, they make you feel like you're somebody, and they actually want to push you. All the teachers want to see you do your best, and they prepare you for everything that you're going to be looking forward to in the future.
Our students are made aware of what it means to serve others in our community and not just do their own thing. Our students know the importance of reaching out and helping those around them.
The academic rigor at Bishop Luers High School is unparalleled. Students may choose from advanced placement, dual credit, honors and academic classes in a wide variety of areas. Students are given every opportunity to succeed, and the staff work to ensure that students get the help they need to grow and move forward. The faculty are dedicated and committed to ensuring the success of every student. Technology is integrated into learning, guaranteeing that remote learning is possible, outfitting every student with a laptop, and working to ensure every student has internet access at home. If students need special learning support, Bishop Luers has the solutions to help. Athletics is often a critical part of the high school experience, and Bishop Luers has excelled with its athletic programs for decades. Opportunities for athletic participation are great, and many students participate in more than one sport. The size of the school offers student athletes opportunities to play on teams where they can excel and learn the importance of Christian character, conduct, athletic achievement, leadership, and respect for teammates and opponents.
You know, if you look up at here in the gym and you see all these banners, we've got a lot of state championships crossing from girls basketball to volleyball to boys basketball, football, baseball. What Luers athletics has meant to me and to those hopefully in our building right now is that it brings a sense of community, a sense of togetherness.
The arts are celebrated at Bishop Luers High School, and extracurricular opportunities abound. In fact, more than 4 out of 5 students at Bishop Luers participate in one or more activities in their high school career.
Here at Bishop Luers High School, as you can see, we're in our newly renovated band room. We have a strong instrumental program. We also have music appreciation, applied music, piano, keyboard classes. We have 3 levels of choir, plus an award-winning show choir.
And while every school claims to have school spirit, the Luers spirit is special and like no other. It's not just a motto, it's a feeling that encircles you with warmth and acceptance. It's a family feeling where all are welcomed, accepted, nurtured, and appreciated. Bishop Luers prides itself on diversity of backgrounds, talents, and interests, and an atmosphere of mutual respect, support, and camaraderie.
Coming into Bishop Luers, you should look forward to a lot of people helping you around. It's like a family here. Everyone knows everyone, and everyone is willing to help everyone. Feels like home, really.
And it's just easy to talk to your counselors. Your counselors know you by name. All the teachers know you by name, even if you haven't had them as a class, which is really good.
So as you consider where to attend high school, you should consider Bishop Luers. Outstanding academic standards, combined with sports and extracurricular activities, all supported by a foundation of Catholic principles. The experience as a student is special and prepares you to succeed throughout your high school years and beyond.
I would encourage any student who is thinking about coming to Bishop Luers to come and visit. Give us a try. Set up a date for a tour or a shadow visit with another student. Bring your family. We'd love for people to be in our building and to see who we truly are and experience what Bishop Luers is all about.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors meet.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Welcome to Indiana Physical Therapy.
At Indiana Physical Therapy, our patients have had 20% greater functional scores for effectiveness, top 15% in utilization, with PTs ranking in the top % nationally.
Are you getting any of this?
Certified orthopedic manual therapist, giving the patients optimal outcomes.
What he's saying is that Indiana Physical Therapy will get you feeling better, faster, and will get you back to your lives.
Choose Indiana Physical Therapy to get you back to work, play, and life. Call us today.
Back inside Luers Gym here on the south side of Fort Wayne. It's the Bishop Luers Knights hosting the Homestead Spartans. I'm John Nolan, glad to have you along. Let's take a look back here at highlights from the first half. And not a big surprise, it was the Ayanna Patterson show as the junior, who's ranked as the third best junior in the entire country in girls basketball, put up 15 points. Of course, a presence on the defensive end as well. And credit Bishop Luers for playing tough, but ultimately it's one of those classic situations where you can't really stop her, you can only hope to contain her, and for that matter too, you got to be able to put up some points to match. Early on, Hannah Sweeney led the way for Bishop Luers. She had the first 5 points of this game, and Sweeney finishes the first half with 7. It was the Knights who kind of controlled things for the first part of the first quarter before Homestead went on an extended run late in that first quarter into the second quarter. Another bright spot, though, for the Knights you saw there was Addie Shank. She's the only freshman seeing the floor in the first half of this game, getting the start down low. And great effort out of Shank in the first half. So it's 28-17, Homestead with the lead here as we head to half number 2. And appreciate you tuning in wherever that may be. Now we've got some Homestead fans watching all the way down in Florida, and wouldn't be surprised if we've got fans tuned in here coast to coast. Unfortunately, a limited number of people allowed here inside of the gym at Bishop Luers here amid the pandemic. See the bleachers on the far side not even out as the benches are spaced. Certainly a different feel, but ultimately just hats off to everyone involved so that we can have high school basketball and high school sports taking place right now. From the student athletes to the coaches, the parents and guardians and school administrators. True definition of a team effort. Patterson poked that out of bounds, and Bishop Luers has it. Each side empty on its first possession here in half number 2. It's game 1 of 2 tonight. The boys will follow, and that should be an exciting game as Bishop Luers boys are the defending SAC champs, while the Homestead boys this year are the SAC favorite. Parent with the hesitation dribble finds Shank. Parent battling for an offensive rebound. Shank has it, and the freshman scores off the window. 5 points for Addie Shank. And the Knights are within single digits again at 28-19 through a minute in the second half. A Homestead turnover. Mentioned before, but unfortunately only one other game going on. And at the end of the first quarter, Southside leading Northrop 14-12. Patterson with her third block tonight. Homestead in transition, and it's Stevens who scores. Great pass by Grace Sullivan to set that up. That foul was on Molly Stock. First foul on either side here in this second half. Great look down low, but Patterson with the denial. Great ball movement against the zone. Good look for Stevens, who hit 3 triples in the first half. Delaney Bailey is probably the best shooter from the outside for Bishop Luers, as the Knights recycle to Janaea Bright. The senior's got a good handle. Gets a screen from Parent. Kick into the corner, and the jumper is good. Addie Shank showed off the range. Now 7 for the freshman. And there's a timeout on the floor. Rod Parker uses that timeout to reorganize his Spartans. Well, in recent years, everyone knows how good the Homestead girls have been, but don't forget that this Bishop Luers program has a championship pedigree as well. 6 state titles to go along with the 11 state titles that the football team has won here for the Knights, and nearly a 12th as Bishop Luers suffered a heartbreaking 1-point loss down at Lucas Oil Stadium last month. And this gym has also hosted a couple of state title winning boys teams when Deshaun Thomas was here. And Kevin Kiermaier, who everyone saw this year in the World Series with the Tampa Bay Rays, he led the baseball program to a state title during his time. And not even just those 6 state titles for Bishop Luers, but more than that when you add up some of the trophies and plaques and banners here. Good ball movement inside, but a rejection that time, not from Patterson, but instead from Stock. Travel called before the shot attempt. The Knights have 20 sectional titles. Their last coming in 2013, a dozen regional titles, 9 semi-state championships. Parent through traffic, gets her own miss, and puts it in. Anna Parent. And the Knights won't fade away. Good box out there by Shank. Bright draws a foul on the floor. So quick with the ball.
Foul on Grace Sullivan, her third, team second of the half.
Third foul on Grace Sullivan. She steps out, and for the first time here tonight, we see Emma Royce, underclassman called up from JV. Another foul against the Spartans. And if that's Sullivan, it would suddenly be her fourth, and indeed it is. So the senior point guard leader out of the game here for Homestead, replaced by Evie Bottoms. And maybe if you're Bishop Luers right now, here would be a good opportunity to chip into this 9-point deficit. Parent muscles it in. Anna Parent with her second field goal of the night. And the Knights have clawed within 7, as close as it's been since about the early goings of the second quarter. Ayana Patterson misfired and then is called for a foul. Fighting for the rebound. A flurry of fouls here against Homestead. Four so far, a bit over 4 minutes into this second half. Classic setup here at Bishop Luers, with the stage underneath the basket there on the right side. And the cheerleaders, just about the only ones here able to provide some noise. Both teams relying on their own energy. Patterson, the turnaround. And Schenk controls the carom. Nearly an and one for Anna Parent, but she draws the foul to head of the line for 2.
Anna Parent to shoot 2.
And the senior leader, the point guard for Homestead, Grace Sullivan, on the bench right now with 4 fouls. And there's another foul against Homestead, putting Parent to the line once more. And with that being the 6th foul against Homestead, going forward for the final quarter, plus 2:41 left in this third quarter, Bishop Luers is in the bonus.
Allison Stevens re-enters the Homestead lineup.
Parent entered this game averaging 8 points per game, as well as 7 rebounds and a couple of assists, plus a couple of steals, even a block per contest. She fills up the box score. 1 of 2 at the line, 5-point game. 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. After Patterson scored 15 in the first half, she now has 4 here in the second half, and Homestead extends the lead to 7. Bright, tough shot, no foul. Homestead on the run. Patterson cleans it up. Pace starting to pick up. Patterson got some room to receive. Inside out. Uh-oh. Luers slowing it down. A minute left in the third quarter. Parent pressured, nice crossover into traffic, and she scores. What a take by the junior, Anna Parent. Her talent, no doubt, apparent itself. Corner pop, nothing but net. Molly Stock, the sophomore, with the range. Back to a double-digit lead for the Spartans on the road. Parent, an offensive rebound. Shank from the outside, just short. And Homestead has it with under 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Patterson pulls up. Well, rebounded by Hannah Sweeney. 3 seconds to go. Parent almost hit from half court in the first half. That one was well contested by the Spartans defense. At the end of 3 quarters, it's Homestead up by 10 here in the Summit City a week shy of Christmas.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your trusted choice in Northern Indiana. For over 30 years, we've treated all walks of life, from peewees to professionals and Olympians, and everyone in between. Schedule at any of our 19 convenient locations, even without a doctor's order. We communicate with your doctor throughout your treatment. Indiana Physical Therapy is cost-effective, accepting all insurance plans and networks. We're open from 7 to 7 and can get you in the same day you call. Choose Indiana Physical Therapy to get you back to work, play, and life. Call us today.
Bishop Luers 39-29 as we enter the fourth quarter, as the Spartans have been led by their standout junior, Ayanna Patterson, who leads all scorers here with 21 points. And you can see why she is ranked as the 3rd best junior in the entire country, the only player from Indiana in the top 30 of ESPN's ranking for the class of 2022. Spartans, no strangers to some special talents. Just in the last 5 years, Coach Parker has gotten to guide Miss Basketball in Indiana and Carissa McLaughlin, currently at Purdue. And who knows where Ayanna will wind up, but she basically has her choice of any college in the entire country. She received her first offer from IU back when she was still in middle school, around the time when she was first able to start touching the rim. Throwing down a dunk is almost the only thing we haven't seen from her here yet tonight. Little glimpse of her dribbling ability. Here she spaces outside. Miscommunication, and the Spartans cough it up. Not only is Ayanna's father former professional basketball player, but her mom, a track star here in Fort Wayne at Wayne High School. And best of all, not only an incredible talent, but an amazingly hard worker. And it's her work ethic that has made her one of the top recruits in the country. But Bishop Luers has not backed down here tonight. No matter the final result here, the Knights can certainly take positives away from this game, and plenty of time to rally. More than 6.5 minutes to go, 10-point game. Late in the third quarter, the Knights had gotten within 5. It was 28-17 at halftime. Homestead 4A in basketball. Parent with the interception. Patterson chasing her down. And there's a travel. And so that's one that doesn't get recorded as a blocked shot, but in the unofficial statistical category of altering shots, or in that case, forcing a turnover, there is Patterson's presence on display. Parent, almost another pick, but instead it's 2-on-2. Anna left that short. Hannah Sweeney with the rebound, and she's fouled. A lot of grit here from this Bishop Luers team. A 3A program here in girls basketball. It's the Knights who are in search of their 3rd straight SAC win. Homestead going for 3 wins in a row overall. One and one here for Sweeney. Get on the first to earn another. All done there by Hannah Sweeney. Had only attempted 4 free throws on the season prior to that trip. 8-point game, 6:09 left. Reach-in foul against Bright. Trying to pick Patterson's pocket.
Team's first of the half.
Great denial by Parent, who comes up with a rebound as well. Bailey for 3. Well, that was a good look, but it doesn't drop. And that 3 goes down. Molly Stock, the sophomore, once again beyond the arc. She has 9. And that was a key sequence right there. Bishop Luers, an open 3, didn't go. Homestead quickly in transition on the other side, and Stock nailed it. Something of a 6-point swing there. And it builds the lead back to 11 for the Spartans. A block for Patterson, who then draws the foul against Parent.
Her second team foul.
A steal. Parent lost her footing. A turnover. Full court pressure employed right now by Bishop Luers. Trying to make a late push. The Knights upset the Spartans 3 years ago in the SAC Holiday Tournament. They've claimed 2 of the 9 meetings between these two, all within the last decade since Homestead joined the SAC. Another 3 is good for Allison Stevens. 14 for the sophomore. Stock and Stevens. Stock soaring. Step back jumper won't go for Bright. Well, Coach Parker for Homestead before the game tonight said that his team hasn't shot it as well as most of his teams typically have in recent years, but tonight the Spartans have shot it pretty well from the outside, and that has in part been the difference as Homestead has built up this 14-point lead. in control with 4:10 to go. Coach Parker has groomed so many talented young women over the years, including now having 2 daughters playing Division I basketball. With Riley Parker, a freshman at Purdue Fort Wayne, and Madison Parker, one of the top 3-point shooters in the country at Bowling Green State. One of only 2 games going on in the SAC here tonight. Northrop and Southside battle as well, while the other 3 games affected by the pandemic. But a traditional girls-boys doubleheader at Bishop Luers tonight. And if you're planning to tune in for the boys game later on, note that there will be a different live link for that here on the Never End Sports Network, streaming on YouTube. Bright pushing. Second chance won't go for Fikes. Schenk, what hustle. Hit the floor hard. Good sportsmanship shown from the Homestead side there towards Addie as she gets up. Showcasing her grittiness and toughness as the only freshman playing in this game. And she's not just playing, but she's been a factor. 7 points to go along with outstanding work on the glass. 1-1. Front end no good. And Ayanna Patterson, who's got 21, a game high, going coast to coast with the assist. Maggie Keensley, who's really been one of the better defenders for Homestead this season. There gets an easy 2. Largest lead of the game for the Spartans, up by 16 with 3:15 remaining. Bishop Luers has exerted great effort, but you wonder if maybe starting to wear down. Schenk draws another foul on the turnaround. Bishop Luers with only 2 seniors in the starting lineup. A lot of talented underclassmen, and Schenk, one of the top first-year high school players in all of the SAC this year.
And the Zimmerman enters for the Knights.
Parrott with the steal. Patterson, a rejection. Bright with the pocket pick and puts it in. No quit from Bishop Luers, but down a dozen with 2:20 to go. Stock wide open, doesn't miss. Molly Stock with 12, and it's a 15-point lead for Homestead on the road. Down low, Delaney Bailey. The senior scores. Good opportunity for Homestead right now with this relatively youthful group to gain some experience and a late clock setting, preserving a lead. And right now, it should be in hand for Homestead, but they learned the hard way in a bit of a closer game at Carroll a couple of weeks ago. And a late lead there that they saw slip away on that Coach Parker laments after a defensive breakdown had allowed Carroll to extend the game, but all part of the process, growing and learning experience. And right now Homestead with a chance to get better at closing this one out. While for Bishop Luers, again, gotta love the heart on display, the Luers spirit, as it's painted up on the walls here inside of Luers Gym. Spirited effort for Bishop Luers.
Team's third.
Patterson, short corner Jay, off the mark, but Homestead obviously has shown great intensity throughout this game as well. And some poise here, led in part by Grace Sullivan, the senior. Bishop Luers extending the pressure in the half court. So there's a foul on Delaney Bailey. Patterson with a relatively easy 21 tonight for Homestead. Only the fifth foul here against Bishop Luers. Normally, you like to have a few fouls called against you, but right now, the Knights in a situation where, if anything, they'd want to put Homestead to the line. But even then, likely out of reach right now. No shot clock, so Homestead can wind it down. That does it. Final score, Homestead 50, Bishop Luers 39. The Spartans win their third in a row, improved to 7-3 on the season, while Bishop Luers has its two-game SAC winning streak come to an end, and the Knights are now 3-5 on the season. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll put a bow here on this game. A week away from Christmas, and we'll start to look ahead to game number 2 of tonight's doubleheader between Homestead and Bishop Luers as the boys take the floor next. You're watching Friday Night Hoops, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy.
Welcome to Indiana Physical Therapy.
At Indiana Physical Therapy, our patients have had 20% greater functional scores for effectiveness, top 15% in utilization, with PTs ranking in the top % nationally.
Are you getting any of this?
Certified orthopedic manual therapist, giving the patients optimal outcomes.
What he's saying is that Indiana Physical Therapy will get you feeling better, faster, and will get you back to your lives.
Choose Indiana Physical Therapy to get you back to work, play, and life. Call us today.
Bishop Luers girls basketball with 6 state title banners hanging here in the rafters at Luers Gym, and I think they're building a strong team this year as well, but tonight ran into arguably the most talented team in the SAC, and Bishop Luers falls 50-39 to the Homestead Spartans. Taking a look at what's ahead here for the Knights, the upcoming schedule brought to you by Indiana Physical Therapy. A game on the schedule next week at Snyder, to be determined whether or not that game will be played, as Snyder's program not in action here tonight. Looking ahead to the new year, Bishop Luers will be in SAC action at Concordia, and you see some of those games marked with the YouTube logo, games you can watch live here on the Never Ends Sports Network, powered by Indiana Physical Therapy. And for that matter, you can watch tonight's Homestead Bishop Luers boys game coming up at about the bottom of the hour. And that'll be a different link here on the Never Ends Sports Network, or the Never Ends Video YouTube page. So just search here on the Never Ends Video YouTube channel for the link for the live stream of the boys game coming up in just a little bit. Well, for Homestead, the Spartans take care of business on the road. For Bishop Luers, plenty to learn from here tonight against Ayanna Patterson, who finished with 21 points for the Spartans, but had lots of help for that matter. By no means just a one-player team here for Homestead, and especially tonight, the sharp shooting of sophomores Molly Stock and Allison Stevens. A big part of the reason why Homestead wins by double figures on the road. Big thanks to everyone behind the scenes here on our Never End Sports Network crew, including our producer and director, Doug Ferguson. I'm John Nolan saying thanks for watching. Hope you join us for game number 2 here tonight at Luers Gym as the Spartans and the Knights clash in boys basketball right here on the Never End Sports Network. Until then, though, Merry Christmas, and thanks so much for watching.